Okay guys, so today we're going to be making ground beef bulgogi, my version. Alright, so like you guys saw, I did pick this cayenne pepper from my garden. I cut it in half because even though bulgogi means fiery meat, I am going to temper down the amount of heat that I will make for my dish. Okay, so I'm just going to use half of my cayenne pepper. So I'm going to prep all the fresh ingredients that I would need to add to my dish. So actually, you know what? I'll leave it round. I'll leave the cayenne pepper as is like this, and just cut slivers. Okay, so this is our heat for our ground beef. Let me just add this here. All right, we're gonna cut up some onion. I want to dice this onion, so do it this way first. Yeah. All right, so we have our onion all diced up. I'm going to get that separated. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is let me crush some garlic here. So I want to get at least 2 tablespoons of garlic. So I do have some already crushed, but I don't think it's going to give me enough. So I'm crushing some extra here because I want to get at least 2 tablespoons of garlic. All right, so I'm just going to put it here. Let me just shift this to the side. I'm just going to add it here to my pan where I have everything ready for or this is what you call your mise en place. So I'm getting everything prepared, right? All right, so this coupled with the other minced garlic should give you my 2 tablespoons, hopefully. All right, so we have our garlic. Maybe I could mince up this little piece here. Well, you know what, let's just put everything together. Okay. All right, so we have our garlic prepared. Okay, what I'm also going to do is cut up this bell pepper that I had in my garden. I uprooted the tree and it had this pepper on it, so I took it off. So I might as well add it to my bulgogi as well. All right, so I'm just going to do it like this and then cut it down. So at least I get a little bit of red and green in my ground beef. All right, that wasn't much, but I decided I'll just use it in my ground beef. Okay, so the last thing for me to prep is my green onions. So I need to half this because I need to put 1/2 when I initially start the dish, and the other one is I'm going to put as the finishing touches of the dish. Okay, so I'm going to cut up this one here. We're going to start the dish with our onion and our green onions. Okay, so we have this one prepped. I'm going to prep this one now. Now, as I said, this bulgogi is going to be my version because I'm also going to be adding some frozen peas and carrots to my ground beef, and that is not traditional. Even in making the sauce, I have to make an adaptation. Originally, you would use mirin for it, but I don't have that type of wine, so I'm going to be using rice cooking wine. So that's why I said this is going to be my version of ground beef bulgogi. And then as well, traditionally they use chilies, but I'm using a cayenne pepper. All right, so let me set this aside. Yeah. All right. Okay, guys, so we have our mise en place here. Let's now head over to the stove so we can start. Oh, no, hold on. No, guys, I'm sorry. We're going to make the sauce now. All right, so let's set up to make the sauce. Guys, so we're going to make our sauce for our bulgogi. All right, so what we need here is we need 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1, 2, 3. Now I am using tamari, which is a I'm using tamari, which is a gluten-free soy sauce. Okay, got some on my hand. All right, we're gonna need 2 tablespoons of sugar. See if I can get this in here without making too much of a mess. We have 1. We need 2. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now, traditionally, you use mirin, but I don't have that, so I'm going to be using rice cooking wine. So 2 tablespoons of that. 1, 2. I'm going to use about 2.5 tablespoons of gluten-free oyster sauce. 1. 2.5. Okay. We're going to be needing that about 2 tablespoons of garlic. So I have the garlic here. See if I could scoop it up. And the rest of the garlic, that's like 1 tablespoon there. And this should be my other tablespoon. Oops. Oh, there. Got a little extra. All right, so we have our garlic there. And I would also need 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Okay. So there we have it. All right, let me use this other spoon. This is our ground beef bulgogi sauce. Right, so now it's time for us to head over to the stove. Okay, so what we're going to do now is add some oil. I'm using coconut oil to our pot here. And we're going to saute our onions and green onions. Okay? All right, so let's leave this to saute a little bit and then I'll be back. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is add in my ground beef. Now, full disclosure, guys, I did pre-season my ground beef the day before. Truth be told, I didn't intend to make ground beef bulgogi today. I just changed this morning. But traditionally, your ground beef is not pre-seasoned, okay? Like I said, because I'm making this my version, I'm going to be adding some frozen peas and carrots to my one as well, besides the peppers. Actually, let me use up all of this. All right, so I'm going to leave this ground beef to cook. And then I'll be back. Okay, guys, so our ground beef has been cooking for a while. So at this point, I'm going to add in my hot peppers. I did add extra seasoning peppers from my garden. Of course, seasoning peppers are not hot peppers. The only hot pepper I have here is my cayenne. Like I said, you can use green chilies or red chilies, or in my case, cayenne pepper. And of course, you can control the amount of heat in terms of how much of the hot peppers or the chilies that you decide to use, or if you're using cayenne pepper, how much of the cayenne pepper you decide to use. So let's just mix this so we can get these peppers infused into the meat. And of course, we have to add a sauce, but I'm not going to add a sauce just yet. I want to make sure that my meat is cooked well. And then I'm going to add the sauce. Now, you could add your sauce earlier than me, but because I pre-seasoned my meat, I have to be careful with the amount of salt content, because like I said, I didn't really intend to make this dish. I just changed last minute. But remember, when you were making it, you would have had your raw, your unseasoned ground beef that you would have put in. So you could have added your sauce from the very beginning when you put in your meat. I am just going to wait for this meat to cook first, then I'm going to taste it, and then that will determine how much sauce that I am able to put. All right, so I'm going to cover this again. I'm going to turn down my fire to medium. Just allow that pepper to infuse in the meat. Okay, guys, so I'm going to add my sauce now. Just going to stir it again. So I have my sauce here. I'm going to add now the sauce to it. All right, let's stir this in and see how that tastes. So I'm just going to allow this sauce to cook a little bit, and then I will taste it to see if I could add some more, or if that's all I can add. All right, I think I could add a little bit more of the sauce. All right, I'll leave the rest for next time. And what we're going to do now as well is, to finish off the dish, we will add a little extra sesame oil. So I'm just going to add a little extra sesame oil. So as you know, guys, sesame oil is a more or less a finishing oil. And of course, we don't want to forget to add the rest of our green onions. So that's it there, guys, our ground beef bulgogi. Don't forget to give the video the thumbs up